So hello, this is JuJuan Buford, and what I want to talk about today is a conversation I had recently with a new business partner. And the conversation focused primarily on two things. Number one, how to be fluid, right? How to go out and take your product or service, our product or service more specifically, to the marketplace, right? And also how to stay focused. And, we began the conversation because she was having difficulty figuring out how to approach people, right? If you're going to go out and the objective is to share your story, share your product or service, because if you don't share it, you're not going to be in business, right? Number one, you need to do on a daily basis is ask yourself, how many people am I going to inform or educate or at least make aware of the fact that I'm in business, right? How many more people today will be aware of me than yesterday? Right. And she was saying, look, JuJuan, you're so fluid. You're so articulate. It comes out so smoothly. I just, I don't know if I can be as articulate as you. And I had to press pause for a moment. I said, look, it has nothing to do with how articulate I am. Okay, yes, I'm articulate. Yes, I'm a bit nerdish and I'm constantly thinking about entrepreneurship and constantly thinking about the subject matter and constantly reading about it, which is all called a clue, by the way. But I said, it's not so much that I'm articulate, it's that I'm prepared and I'm ready. And she says, well, how do you get as prepared and ready as you are? And I said, well, number one, you got to have a soundtrack. See, I have a soundtrack. I remember at our most recent convention, right? One of the top producers in the company asked me, he was like, dude, how are you crushing it in small business? What are you saying to people to get folks to take a look at our small business services? And I said, look, number one, and because I knew what he was asking for, he wanted to hear if I have a pitch. Now, let's be real. I've been in business for 20 years. I have a pitch. I have pitches, but that's not what I'm leading with. When I initially introduce myself to someone, or if I start up a conversation at a coffee shop or at a grocery store or at a family event or whatever the case may be, I'm not leading with, hey, you should take a look at these PPLSI products and services because it's going to do A, B, C, and D for your business. No, I have a soundtrack. I have a mission. I have a vision, if you will, that is constantly replaying in my mind because I'm about that life. And what I tell people is really what my vision is, my reason why. I spoke with someone yesterday I hadn't talked to in like 9 years. And after, we chatted and I asked her, how she was doing and how was family and how was her business and how was her husband and all these other things, right? She eventually asked me, well, what have you been up to? What are you excited about, right? And I said, look, I'm really excited about a project. I call it a project 10,000. She says, okay, tell me more. What's that about? And I said, well, look, our goal over the next 10 years is to help over 10,000 households make the transition into being employers in their community. We literally want to help 10,000 families start businesses and grow from a team of me to a team of we. Because I think you'd agree with me that if you are in a situation where you're the employer, last hire and first fire doesn't enter to your equation anymore. Right? We want to help households get to that point. We want to help households get to a point where they are able to take control and have say-so over what transpires at their kitchen table. And if you're the employer of your community, if you're an employee of your neighbors and your family and friends, that means you have a lot of influence. You can make you have a lot of impact. So as opposed to what happens to your community being dictated by people who don't even live in your community, now you're actually setting the table and you're making the impact. I said, that's our mission. That's our vision. As a result of the pandemic, people finally realized that job security is an oxymoron. We saw that individuals who suffered the most are typically individuals who were in a situation where they just, quite frankly, had less agency over what happens at their kitchen table in their community. We want to bring that to an end. And so that's our mission. If we can help over 10,000 families level up in this way, some of those businesses are going to hire 3 employees. Great. Some are going to hire 10, 20. Great. That's going to be most of them, right? Between 3 and 20. But you're going to have some that end up hiring 100, maybe even grow to 1,000 employees. Every large corporation started somewhere, right? And that's the life. That's what we're about. And that's pretty much what I articulated, right? Nowhere in there did I talk about our products and services. No, I talked about the solution. I talked about a problem and our approach to it and what we're trying to do to resolve the matter. And that's all I needed to share. As soon as I shared that with her, we had a little small back and forth about like, wow, that's fantastic. Wow, that's great. She's like, you know what? Send me what you got. I want to learn more about what you're doing. And that's the approach. But that's also my soundtrack, right? So because that's constantly playing in my head, because my mission and my vision and what I'm about and the way I want to impact the world is constantly playing in my head, I'm always ready. So if I sound articulate or fluid, it's because not because I'm so articulate or fluid, so to speak, because I am practiced. By the way, that came from practice. It's because I'm ready. And I'm ready because that's my soundtrack. That's my song. So what I'm doing all day long is I'm banging my tuning fork, right? I am looking for people who vibrate when I bang that tuning fork, right? Because that's my tune, if you will. So I bang that tuning fork. And I'm only interested in people who vibrate. If you're not about that light, if you're not interested in, doesn't mean we can't talk, we can't be friends. Not like maybe you can't help me or I can't help you, but this is my focus. And I'm going to be focused on my focus. My objective is to build tribe. My objective is to find people who vibrate, who either want to be the business owners that level up and that grow and become employers, or they want to be involved in doing the work of helping people get there, right? Or both, right? Which is me. So I have my own entrepreneurial endeavors, but I also have this that I'm passionate about because I want to see other people become financially independent. I believe that is the greatest way to bring change to people's lives. Hey, I'm not saying it's the only way. I just believe it's the greatest way. So that's my, and that's what I would encourage you to do. You know, that's also important because that's how you stay focused, right? I was having a conversation with another business partner yesterday. And, you know, people are throwing all types of opportunities out there. And the question I asked, well, number one, what's your mission? What's your vision? What do you want to accomplish? How do you really want to serve the world? When you look out 3-5 years from now, what type of work do you want to be doing? How you want to be living? How you want to be serving? You know what I'm saying? And for me, if it doesn't align with my tune, if it doesn't align with my soundtrack, the answer is no. It doesn't mean no, that's not a good ideal. That means no, it's not for me. Right? That's another way in which you stay focused, because it's kind of funny. Once you start zeroing in on something, once you make up your mind that you're going to go in and you're going to do it big, all of a sudden distractions come. The naysayers come, the haters come, the championship BSers come, the losers, the individuals who want to distract you, the individuals who don't believe in you, who don't believe in it. And 90% of the time, if they're exuding this kind of disbelief, they really don't believe in themselves. Okay, that's what it is. So they don't believe they can do it, so they don't believe you can do it. So that's when the universe starts to, I wouldn't say not conspire in your favor, but I think that's when the challenges come to see if you really want it, right? When you get laser focused. And the question I posed to her was simply this. When you think about what you want to be doing 3 to 5 years from now, when you think about the nature of the work you want to be doing, how you want to be serving, the lifestyle you're looking to curate for yourself, if the project or quote unquote opportunity that someone's presented to you doesn't align with that, you know what the answer should be. It's like, no, it's not, that's not good. Not, we can't chat about it at another time, in another stage, another lifetime. Maybe I can put you in contact with other people, but it's just not right for me. Don't take it personal, right? You know, for me, if the endeavor doesn't involve building also a passive income, or if I can't see, if I don't have the skill stack, the experience, or the network to turn the quote unquote opportunity into something that's passive, and definitely if it doesn't have residual income attached to it, no, okay? I might do a favor for a friend every now and again. The way I look at that is it's like how I loan money. So I loaned money to someone a couple weeks ago. I don't expect it back because I don't loan what I can't be without. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing, the favor. The favor better not be detracting from what I need to be doing. If the favor doesn't detract, okay, I might be able to help you out. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of the approach I take. And that's how you stay focused on your focus. Number one, define your soundtrack. Define what you're taking aim at, how you want to serve, what do you want to do. And then just be aware of where you want to be, right? I want to build assets that pay me revenues whether I go to work or not. I want to earn income in my sleep so I can spend more time doing the things I feel purpose to do, that I desire to do, that I have fun doing, that brings me satisfaction, edification, than things that I have to do to earn income. And if whatever someone's coming at me with, if it's detracting from that, no, I don't have space for it. And that's how you stay focused on your focus, right? So number one, That's why, once again, knowing what your soundtrack is and being in tune with your vision is so absolutely important. Okay, the other thing that I encourage people to do, and it's something that I've kind of worked out in my mind, and a habit that I've adopted after reading Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss, is a question that I ask myself every single day. So I know what my goals are. I know what my objectives are. I know what my tune is. I know what the things are that I should be saying yes to, but I'm also acutely aware of all the things I should be saying no to, because there's more things that I should be saying no to than I should be saying yes to. If I'm saying no to more things, that means I'm focused more so on the things that I'm saying yes to, which takes me close to my goals, right? And that's what's going to end up happening. You're going to find yourself saying no to a lot of things. So one of the other things that I ask myself is, okay, what are the top 3 things that I need to do today to get closer to my goal? What are the top 3, right? There's like 15, 20 tasks, plus what's in my contact manager. There's no way in the world I'm gonna get around to it. So there are things that are priorities, things that have to get done today. I can't put it off, right? And then there are things that are very important. And if I achieve these important things, it will move the ball forward. It will speed up my timetable to getting me to the goal of financial independence and being able to help more people and being able to build businesses and create a healthier entrepreneurial ecosystem, right? There are certain things I need to accomplish, certain things I need to be put in place. And if I do these things, as opposed to it taking me 3 or 5 years to get there, it may only take me 1 year, right? Things that would normally take 1 year or 2 years, maybe I get it done in 3 to 6 months if I have that extreme focus. And so one of the questions you should always ask yourself, if you're looking to stay focused on your focus, is to ask yourself, okay, what, number one, are my priorities? What's my vision? What are the things that I'm taking aim at? What's most important to me? And then ask yourself, what are the top 3 things that I must get done, that I will get done, that I promise myself? Because just like you're the first to hear the words that come out of your mouth before anyone else does, you're also the first to hear whether or not, or know whether or not you've broken a promise. You break a promise to yourself before you break a promise to somebody else. So you want to set up 3 things. You're going to promise that you're going to accomplish 3 things. They're going to get you closer to your goal. And snowflakes turn into snowballs, right? You get in the habit of accomplishing 3 things and maybe you build up to 5. I would stop there, probably right at 5. And you do that on a daily basis. And what you'll find is you become, once again, very laser focused. I know one of the things for me today is I need to make sure that at least 5 people are like very much educated and aware of what it is I do today than before yesterday. I want to make sure that I introduce my business to at least 20 people. So introduce it, make sure they're aware of who I am. I want 5 people to come educated about what it is that I'm doing. That is like part of my deal today, right? That's what I'm taking aim at. That's one of the promises I'm making to myself today, that combination is going to transpire, right? Another core objective that I have today is there is a project that I'm working on that will help me become more effective at executing the goal and vision, right? And I'm not going to go into my individual list, but you get the point, right? And I know if I make some progress in this project that I'm working on, I'm going to look up 6 months from now, and I will have created a space where entrepreneurs will be drawn to it, they'll participate in it, and they'll be inclined to take action and level up and build the businesses and make the change community that that my design is set up to make, right? So these are things you need to ask yourself, right, on a daily basis. And this is the mindset that I think will serve you well in terms of going out and building your business. And if you put these things together, you'll, number one, be ready to share when people ask you what it is that you're doing, or you'll take advantage of opportunities to share that present themselves when you're out there engaging people and dealing with the world. And it will also help to keep you focused on your focus. And if you're more focused and more intentional about the work that you do, you're going to have a greater effect, right? You're going to get better results. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Like, no one's going to do anything perfect. We all flub. We all make mistakes. You know, we don't execute perfectly all the time. Perfection is God's work, as I like to say, but we can be excellent. And that's just about becoming more excellent. So with that being said, at some point, I'm going to start preparing, right? I'm going to literally create a script, and I'm going to say, okay, at this time, I'm going to do this. But I'm doing this right before I run out the door to run an appointment. It's been on top of my mind. It's been bothering me. It's been egging me for like the last 12, 14 hours, and I wanted to get it out. Celebrate success in advance. Goodbye for now.